1983, Encyclical against Old Calendarist Ecumenism, Act of the Holy and Sacred Council of the Genuine Orthodox Church of Greece, Protocol, number 613-71983, Theme, Condemnation of the so-called Old Calendarist Ecumenism. The Holy Synod of Bishops of the Genuine Orthodox Church of Greece, in its session of July 13, 1983, addressed the theme of the so-called Old Calendarist Ecumenism, and took into account a. that the so-called Old Calendarist Ecumenism teaches an entirely heretical teaching, to wit that all the groups and factions that follow the Old Calendar together consist and belong to the one, holy, Catholic and Apostolic Church of Christ, and it proposes a union of these factions according to an ecumenistic perception and not according to the Orthodox confession and ecclesiology. B. That Old Calendarist Ecumenism is a fruit and product of anti-Christian ecumenism, the pan-heresy of our age, which seeks, through the fractions and divisions and the ecclesiological confusion, to distort the Orthodox confession ecclesiology and to introduce this heretical teaching into the uninnovated Church in order to thereby suffocate it. C. That the age in which we are going through is an age of general apostasy and ecclesiological confusion, which was caused by anti-Christian ecumenism. Thus, the criticality of these times requires from us especially a continuous way of life in the pure confession of the Orthodox faith and in the teachings of the Church of Christ. D. That the chosen vessel, the divine Apostle Paul, commands us all. Take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock over the which the Holy Spirit hath made you overseers, to feed the church of God, which he hath purchased with his own blood. And continues, Grievous wolves shall enter in among you, not sparing the flock. Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things, to draw away disciples after them. Acts 20:28-30. He, that many have arisen, speaking perversely, for the purpose of setting aside the confession and ecclesiology of the Holy Church of Christ, and turn against the divine and sacred canons, and generally against the holy and sacred tradition, by preaching Old Calendarist Ecumenism with bared head, and disturbing the assembly of the faithful. Since Old Calendarist Ecumenism is condemned by the consensus of the divine and sacred canons, and is something foreign and polemical against the Orthodox confession and ecclesiology of the Church of Christ, for this reason, together with our holy and God-bearing fathers, holding the divine and sacred canons in embrace, in the Holy Spirit we decide, 1. We judge and condemn the so-called Old Calendarist Ecumenism as something foreign to and incompatible with the Orthodox confession and ecclesiology of the Holy Church of Christ. 2. With one mouth and one heart we confess and preach that the genuine Orthodox Church, which for reasons of discernment is called uninnovated, or Church of the Genuine Orthodox Christians, is the continuation of the one, holy, Catholic and Apostolic Church of Christ, from which the following were torn off. Firstly, the innovated New Calendarist Church, through the introduction of the condemned papist innovation of the calendar, by which ecumenism entered in 1924. And secondly, the various Old Calendarist schisms, which were created by their distortion of the confession ecclesiology of the uninnovated Holy Church of Christ. 3. This Orthodox confession. Ecclesiology was printed and preached since 1924, and was synodically preached in the historic year of 1935. We also keep it, preach it, and confess it. 4. With one voice we disapprove and remove any expressions or publications which, regardless of what context or by whom they were written, are unacceptable from an Orthodox perspective and are foreign to the Orthodox confession and ecclesiology, and we order that from now on anything contradictory, whether it be due to carelessness or through human weakness, we regard it as having not been written. In the year of salvation, 1983, on July 13th, Old Calendar, the President, Andrew of Athens and all Greece, the members, Gregory of Messenia, Matthew of Megaris, Lazarus of Bresthena, Pachomius of Argolis, Theodosius of Theotis, Titus of Cosain, the Chief Secretary, Hieromont Kyrikos, Contodianus,